Okay, so let's say that you've worked out what your business activity is going to be. You've realized how to think about how much revenue you're going to actually generate in the first 6, 12, whatever amount a month. You have a larger ticket item with bigger dollar figures, so the $70,000 cap is going to be maximized in a short space of time. You will need to set up a PTY, a limited company. It's just a different business structure. It has more regulations from the Australian Tax Office. You'll have to lodge a BAS return every roughly quarter, which is letting them know how much GST, which is goods and services taxes, you have accumulated. Now, every invoice that you send when you're a PTY will have GST component on it, which is a 10% extra charge that you're just collecting to give to the government. Now, if you purchase something in that quarter, say for instance, it's $1,000 purchase, you've paid GST on it, $100 of that will be minimized off the GST that you have gathered. So it's a bookkeeping thing. You know, if you're not sure about how to do it, get a bookkeeper and they will do it quite easily. That is the first structure. If you're larger than 70k, if you're smaller than 70k, there's smaller entities, and the most common one is probably the sole trader, which is under 70k. Less regulations, less requirements for you as a business owner. Every year you have to do a tax return. Not BAS every quarter, not GST. You don't charge GST when you're a sole trader under 70k, and it's a lot simpler. So you have, when you find out which one you're going to be, you will set the correct entity up for that amount, for the amount of revenue that you're going to generate. Over 70 PTY, under 70 sole trader. Once that's done, you've decided you have to set up that entity. Either do it yourself, if you're someone that doesn't mind doing a bit of research, going through the links, you know, probably the Australian Tax Office, Australian Securities and Investment Commission, you'll get the link from there to register and set up your business. You can do the homework yourself, or you can be lazy and get an accountant to do it. Now, you will need an accountant anyway once you start in business if you're to keep your taxes right and your tax lodgements every year. So it's probably easier to do that and get them to set it up for you. Set it up correctly. A good tip, the second you set it up, get them to set up your accountancy software, your bookkeeping software. The most common ones that are used are MYOB or Xero. Now, Xero is spelled XERO instead of ZERO. So it's XERO, accounting bookkeeping software. Get your accountant to set that up so that they have access to it from the word go. After that, get a business bank account set up and get it loaded with some funds so that everything that you spend for the business comes directly from there. Even the setup of the company, it's roughly somewhere around $2,000, $1,500 to $2,500 to set up. Pay for it from the business banking account so that every single dollar you spend from the word go is being captured. So most businesses will not generate profits for a long time, for the first few months anyway. Now you're setting up, you've got expenses when you're setting up with your accountant. You've got expenses when you're setting up your accountancy software. You've got logo design, you've got marketing material, you've got all these things to spend more than likely before you actually have a customer to sell anything to, a goods or service. So you'll be looking potentially in your first year, you'll you'll have a tax. You'll not have a tax liability. You'll have a tax credit. So it's vital from the first instance to start using that. Other people just use a personal bank account, and it's a mess. You have to be fit to differentiate between personal spending and business spending, and business revenue coming in and personal revenue coming in. If you're still working a job and your salary's coming in to your personal account, plus you've got a side hustle where your business revenue's coming in, and it's all mixed up, and then you're paying for some stuff because it's a business expense, you're paying other stuff because it's a personal expense, bookkeeper's nightmare. Just start as you mean to go along. Another good tip is when you've got your business bank account, you've got your business card, everything you're spending for business is on your business card. It's showing up on there's nothing on that business statement that's personal. So your bookkeeper or accountant, they see it in that statement, 100% it's a business expense. Get yourself some sort of software on your phone that when you do a business purchase, you take a photo of the receipt, and that's another level of tracking, and everything's captured in a folder. It's easy just to send it directly to your bookkeeper. Most softwares will take a photo and actually scan the data with AI and calculate and do all of the legwork for you. Starting all these things from day one is going to save you a fortune on bookkeeping. It's going to save you a fortune on taxes that you might have missed, and it's going to make your bookkeeper extremely happy. And you're not the nightmare customer that dumps a bag of crumpled receipts from underneath the seat in the car and the coffee stained receipts from your desk. You are the man after that.